I started off in Sinclair I guess officially in 2009 or in September 2009. Started just by, I've been in kitchens since I was 15, and the way I always describe it is, you know how all these guys that like to drink craft beer are starting to homebrew and stuff. Well, I was buying chocolate from all over the world, you know, different makers, different origins, different, you know, cacao percentages, and kind of eventually just kind of thought, why can't I start making this stuff myself? I've just always been obsessed with food and with the food industry, and just making stuff, you know, with my hands. And so it was just kind of a natural, I don't know, draw to chocolate. You know, I've always loved working with it. You know, obviously eating it, but also, you know, just working with it as a, I guess, like a food medium. Honestly, like, I didn't see any other like bean to bar makers in the South, and so I saw it as an opportunity, you know, from a business standpoint. But then, kind of more importantly for me, not seeing any other like bean to bar makers in the South, I wanted to put like our Southern stamp on, you know, what we call Southern Artisan Chocolate. That's been in place, you know, in everything that we've done, you know, from day one. Our take on chocolate kind of has been able to identify itself in the same, or in a similar way that Southern food has kind of defined itself over the years. I mean, we use what we have access to, be it, you know, bourbon barrels and aging cacao in bourbon barrels, or you know, smoking cacao in you know, smokehouses here in Tennessee, and even using buttermilk, you know, to make like our version of white chocolate, which is a buttermilk white. But again, it all makes sense, you know, or to us it makes sense. You know, white chocolate's got a bad rap for good reason, and so we try to use the buttermilk to tame the cloyingly sweet and fatty notes that give white chocolate such a bad reputation. You know, first start by stone grinding cacao, and we use old stone mills from the early 1900s. Again, it was a knee-jerk reaction in that I knew that we had to reduce particle size, and I just kind of thought, well, we stone grind grits, why can't we stone grind chocolate? Kind of turns out that that's a traditional method of making chocolate, be it the Aztecs or the early European style chocolate, both of which were stone ground. But kind of in addition to that, you know, we only use cocoa beans and pure cane brown sugar, again, which was you know, kind of a Southern knee-jerk reaction. But it really makes sense from a like a cook's standpoint, and that it allows us to have like a little bit slower sweet warm up because of the additional molasses added back to pure cane brown sugar, as well as like the molassesy, you know, kind of tones marrying very well with like some of the fruitier notes in chocolate.
What intrigues me the most about bean to bar chocolate making is the fact that we get to start with something so pure as a cocoa bean and really just work with it all the way through its development of flavor, to getting it from such a raw form to a refined product, going from something as a bean to getting to something as great and delicate and, you know, as delicious as chocolate. I've always worked with chocolate in the pastry kitchens I've worked in. So being able to see the whole process of how we're able to make a chocolate, that was very intriguing to me in the beginning. Just the learning process of coming on here and just seeing so much about the science of chocolate. Considering the fact that we use some organic ingredients, yes, you can call it organic. I would call it organic in the sense that we all sit here and make it all day by hand, you know. It's very organic how we go about getting the product. So in that sense, I would say it's very organic.
The idea of Southern Artisan Chocolate, I wanted the packaging to be as personable and Southern as it was quality chocolate. And so I wanted it to stand out. And I'd always been a big fan of my buddy Bryce McLeod from the Isle of Printing. So he was the one that kind of initially designed the whole wrapper. I wanted to make a chocolate bar that looked like it had been around for a long time, in referencing that back to the machines that we used to make chocolate. A lot of them came from France and Spain, and we brought them over, sandblasted them, took them apart, and basically put them back together. I mean, they're like dinosaurs, so they're very hard to find. But everything we do, if it's possible to do it and bring something old back to life, we do. But yeah, I mean, we just believe in the the old-fashioned way of going about things. Newer is not always better. More efficient is not always better.
It's important to us just to make a good product and get it out there to people and let people see that we're not just a bunch of guys in the South just doing nothing. We're making chocolate, but we're having fun while we do it, and we're very passionate about getting those good ingredients to people. Having an opportunity to work with some of these restaurants around town is just a dream come true. Working with some of these awesome chefs, and I mean, for us, we just want to put out a good product and have fun while we do it. That's the most important thing to all of us, I think.
There is a work culture. We are all friends, so new products are kind of developed together. We love what we do. Days fly by here. Even a bad day, you're still working at a chocolate factory, so it's pretty good.